And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First here at Pimlico. I'm Stanton Salter, Keith Fustel. Our first day of live racing since the 142nd Preakness Stakes last Saturday. It was one for the record books, literally record handle, record attendance, big day. Big performance there by Cloud Computing. We'll show you the replay here in a few minutes, but real quick, something we have today we didn't have last week, even though we had all those stake races for the Preakness and everything, 140,000 fans, record attendance, but we have that nice carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6, a few bucks shy of 150,000 today.
Yeah. Take a shot. I know we've got the reins here. It's hit Baltimore, unfortunately, and we're off the turf today. Don't let that at all keep you away from taking a shot at this really good carryover, 149,000. We don't get this too often. Dig in, take a shot, and I'll take a little flyer on it. I've got a late pick 4 ticket, but Stan, that's awfully inviting right there.
And even if you have 6 out of 6 winners and you're not the only ticket with the pool, the carryover size this large, it's still going to pay out pretty nicely if you have multiple 6 out of 6 payouts.
Yep, we're definitely going to have some interest, it looks like.
And this is the closing week here of the Pimlico meet, so if that goes until Monday, we'll have a mandatory payout, I believe, on Memorial Day. So we do have live racing here this Monday for Memorial Day, 5-day race week here at Pimlico to conclude the meet. Let's get right to the main race last weekend, one of the biggest races in the world, the Preakness Stakes. Cloud Computing, what a rundown, what a stretch run he had to run down a horse. Classic Empire looked like he was gone.
Yeah, Classic Empire, wasn't going to let Always Dreaming get away. He stayed right lapped on him, shook free. They put him to a pretty good strong drive, leaving the 5/16 and opened up 3 at the 8th pole. But give it to Cloud Computing, a very determined effort. Got a great trip, was well placed inside. We're going to watch him here, a little brushing at the head of the stretcher. We'll take it from here with Dave Robbins' call.
Here at Pimlico, and Julia Leperoux and Classic Empire have a 3-length lead, but Cloud Computing on the outside is coming with a run. Cloud Computing outside keeps on coming. Classic Empire, Cloud Computing, head-to-head down to the line. Cloud Computing wins the Preakness by a head from Classic Empire. Senior.
And, nice job by Chad Brown. He had enough points to get into the Derby. He's decided to skip the Derby and a fresh horse for the Preakness.
Yeah, owners had another horse in there. They opted to go there and save this horse for the Preakness, and certainly paid big dividends for them.
So now the question is who's going to be in the Belmont 3 weeks from last Saturday. Probably have a bunch of new shooters. I think the last total I saw was like around 12 or 13 eyeing the Belmont Stakes. You going up to the Belmont?
I will not be there.
Okay, all right.
It's been a long time since I've been to Belmont.
All right. Well, we'll be right here, of course, simulcasting of the Belmont here at Pimlico and at Laurel. We'll be back to Laurel for live racing for the Belmont, so hope you're with us. Let's show you what's going on here this week. And we told you about live racing Memorial Day here at Pimlico. That's on Monday. This Saturday we have Chasing for Children. The pony races around here this Saturday, so that brings the whole family out here. You can't bet on these races, but hopefully future stars of our sport.
Who says you can't bet on these races?
You guys might get a little side action.
Well, we got some action upstairs in the press box. Absolutely. Come up. We'll take your money.
And there's the summer meet at Laurel Park. It's going to start June 9th all the way through August 20th before we go to the Maryland State Fair. Friday through Sunday at Laurel Park for the summer meet starting on June 9th. Is that first? Is that the Belmont Saturday? Well, we'll see.
I believe that is.
It's always the 3 weeks from the Preakness. So it looks like it's Belmont Saturday. Triple Crown Days at Laurel Park in the Silks Room. Go to laurelpark.com to make your reservations for the Belmont Stakes Day at Laurel Park. Let's show you the action here today. We showed you the carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6. That's our only carryover today, a little shy of 150,000. It starts race 4 today on our 9-race program. Starts in race 4. No other carryovers. How about the money they put into the Super High Five in the Preakness? They put almost $580,000 into it for the Preakness race alone. There was no carryover, but it paid out. That was the biggest payout from the Preakness race. That Super High Five paid over $283,000.
Couple tickets, right? Yeah, on that. That was huge. I mean, I looked over at Bill, and Bill said, "Yeah, definitely somebody hit it." I think maybe there's somebody didn't hit it with the prices and the combination. But hats off, man! What a great score for somebody.
So they had the Super High Five, just didn't. Well, there's probably maybe multiple tickets, I guess, because the 6 out of 6, the pick pick six. 6 correct, paid over $7,400. So there was multiple tickets in that rainbow pick six. The big pick 5 guarantee pool, that paid over $6,300. So some nice payouts in the Preakness with cloud computing winning, and it all equals to a nice carryover today in our rainbow pick six. That'll be the feature today. It's the third largest carryover in the country today. Gulfstream and Santa Anita a little higher in their pick six, but if we get to keep this thing going until Monday, we have a mandatory payout. It could be over $500,000 easy.
And we know now. I mean, we're on the radar. Maryland Racing is definitely on the radar. One of the big shooters out there right now, and it's good. You know, we've got maybe a little bit of a hangover after the Preakness. It was a busy weekend, a long weekend for everybody working. And even took its toll on Gabby. Couldn't make it out here today. I mean, it's been tough. You battled through it, and now though we've got something fresh for the bettors to stay into. We're going to have hopefully some turf racing by the end of the weekend, and we've got this big carryover. So yeah, it's good to have something to shoot for right back out after Preakness.
A little rainy, but the Preakness cupola still looking good back there with the colors of cloud computing. So yeah, we're off the turf today. You had to go back and re-handicap everything, right? Get the mud notes out here to kick off this 5-day race weekend, Thursday through Sunday, and then we'll add another day on Monday, Memorial Day here at Pimlico. We'll have live racing to conclude the meet. So let's get right to it. We'll show the track conditions here real quick. There you go. Sloppy mess here in Baltimore. But, hey, a lot of handicappers like these kind of races. You try to get some long shots that have some mud pedigree in their form, right?
Sure. And a lot of people sometimes they'll make the mistake sometimes of just singling that one horse that looks like a stone cold. You jump in. You beat that heavy favorite, say a 3-5, 4-5. You get a nice little payout for a smaller investment. So it's kind of got action for everybody, for every type of bettor.
Now you say that I'm singling on the horse. Probably everybody's going to single on later today. The main track on, but this is a reliable 3-5 single. Linda Rice.
Yeah, she might even be a little bit lower than it. Yeah, you're right.
American Road, main track only there in race 8, a nice allowance feature. We'll get to that race. Lots to get to. Let's get right to it here in race 1. Off the turf today, we're on the main sloppy track. Race 1, we will have the super high 5 here in the opener. Every race was 7 or more betting entries. Also, race 1 kicks off the early pick 5, mandatory payout on the early pick 5, industry low 12% takeout. Starts right here in race 1. We're going to go a mile and a 16th on the main track. Maiden claiming 16,000, 3 and up. I'm going to go with the 11, my top pick here. This horse draws in off the AE for trainer Phil Schoenthal. 4-year-old by Harlan's Holiday. First time gelding today. You get Carlos Quinones aboard. This will be the first start on the main track here for this 4-year-old. He has 5 tries on the turf. Dropping from maiden special weight at Parks last September, coming off a layoff, finds a soft group here, first time off the layoff.
Yeah, Phil's certainly capable off of a layoff. This is not the strongest of fields, as you say, now scratched down. First time gelding. Phil Schoenthal, a 32% move, maiden special weight to maiden claiming over the last couple of years with a positive ROI. This horse draws nicely, should get a good stalking trip. Has never tried the dirt, but certainly bred top and bottom. Harlan's Holiday out of an unbridled song mare. This is the first foal out of the mare. I think should be fine, especially on a wetter surface. Should be okay quality time. The 10, Regal Expectations. You might get an okay price on this horse. Added the blinkers last time, Stan. Stretched out to the mile and a 16th on an off-the-turf event and really ran pretty good. First-time blinkers. Chased a really quick internal pace. Wonderman was a 3-5 favorite that went ahead and walked the dog up front, but 23-2, 47-2. I don't see anybody really as quick. And even if Big Platinum, the 9, wants to go, this horse can probably get a good stalking position, go second-time blinkers. Question mark for me is the 2. Broad Empire for Mike Trombetta, a firster out of Passero. We saw this mare run around here. Very versatile, short, long, turf or dirt. Is a half to Magritte, who's 3 for 9 routing on the dirt. Why in for 16,000 is the big key. The big question for Broad Empire.
Yeah, good point. As a homebred for Fitzhugh, been working well enough up there at Fair Hill. The barn about 10% with a positive ROI with their debut runners. Forrest Boyce should get a nice ground-saving trip for the inside. But, yeah, question mark, why in for the 16. I used the horse in the exact. It looks like we have the same 4 horses there in that maiden 16 to kick off the early pick 5. Let's turn the page here. Race 2 starts the early pick 4, claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Never won 2, lifetime going a mile and a 16th. And 5-6 for me, 6-5 for you. Let's start with your top pick. Make the rider Daniel Centeno aboard the 6. Don't Be Scared for trainer Kieran McGee. This horse has a lot of speed, a good third. Showed some speed in those 2 route races at Laurel Park, and then they cut back to the sprint last out. Was third as the beaten favorite in the mud. I think getting back to a distance that this horse can use its early speed to a tactical advantage here, I think.
Yeah, tactical key, the big key for the 6, Don't Be Scared. I think the 2, Hibernia Fire, we'll go ahead and go, was hung very wide around the end of the turn and around the turn at Laurel. Didn't really fire at all. I think Hibernia Fire will go ahead and get sent from the inside, but Don't Be Scared gets a home game here, stretches back out, not much separating the 6 or the 5 figure-wise, even running style-wise, but I think they will set the sights on Hibernia Fire. The big question mark, maybe the price horse is going to slip through the cracks, the 4, Invisible Crown. 1 for 20, though. That gets me off of him a little bit, but he might have the best sustainable run at 1 mile and a 16th. He looks like he wants a little bit extra ground.
I end up with the 5 here, 8 to 5, all blinged out for trainer Lacey Gaudet. Well spotted, I think, here. A good second at this level 2 starts ago. Third, stepping up to the 10,000, 2 life last out. Drops right back down to the nickel, 2 life. This horse broke its maiden in the slop against Maiden Special Weight Company at Mountaineer. Last year, you get 7 pounds off with the apprentice Carlos Carrasco. So I'll go with the 5, all blinged out with those 2 route races under his belt, most recently coming into this race. So it looks like it's between the 5 and the 6 for the exacta here in the second. We both like the 2 here. You mentioned this horse here, Sharp Wind, 2 starts ago. Well spotted today for trainer Robin Graham.
Yeah, just the fact that this horse was caught so wide may be the speed of the speed in this race.
And I throw the 1, Resident Scholar, in there. Dropping in class for trainer Ferris Allen. Alex Cintron gets aboard here, second off a brief freshening. He's been getting beat telephone numbers the last 2 starts, but didn't like the turf last out. He's 0 for 4 on the turf. The open 11s, open 15s may be too tough, but drops into the nickel 2 life, try to wake him up today.
Yeah, he's going to have to wake up, no doubt. Maybe a user underneath. Would surprise me if he got the job done.
All right, so nickel 2 life going 2 turns on the slop. Starts the early pick 4 there. Let's turn the page. Race 3, maiden claiming 25,000. For fillies and mares 3 and up, going 5 furlongs on the main track, and I think Fergie's Lady is going to be in front here for Victor Carrasco aboard for Claudio Gonzalez. The 1, Dirty Laundry, has some speed to the inside. Rider change on the 1, make the rider Wesley Ho on the 1, Dirty Laundry. I think it's between these 2 early on.
Okay.
You're thinking different, though.
I like your angle here. You're going for the stone speed, the shorter run into that turn, going 5/8 of a mile. We've got video of the 7. Do you like that? This is going to be my top selection. I like the gate speed that Do You Like That showed last time, breaking from the 10 post, number 10, April the 15th over at Laurel. Broke inward just a little bit, but boy, this horse was quick to straighten. And look at the gate speed. Clears the field in the opening about 50, 60 yards. But then Horacio just goes ahead and says, I'm going to let this other speed kind of go in. Maybe they thought this filly was going to rate a little bit and kind of stalk and pounce. But here's where the jackpot starts, Dan. The 11 horse rolls up to the outside. That's Conjecture. Made a big move after a slower start. And Horacio's got to tap the brakes a few times. This horse steadies a little bit into the turn, and it's hard to regroup. Only its second time out. Only had 1 race under its belt. Makes a little rebid into the turn to the quarter pole. That's good enough, guys. I know we're a little short, and fades. I think this horse can go ahead and sit right off of those leaders and make a more aggressive move. If this horse doesn't have to steady in the turn, I like Do You Like That a lot. Bred certainly to handle the off-track, distorted humor, Dixie Union in the breeding lines there.
Yeah, should get a nice trip from the 7-hole. 4 strong connections, Sagamore Farm, Horacio DePaz. What a nice sprinter they have on their hands. Recruiting ready, winner of the Chick Lane.
How about the price on that horse? 5 to 2?
Oh, yeah. You had the horse line right, 8 to 5. How he went all 5 to 2, I don't know.
There was a couple horses like that. All in all, and I want to thank Frank and Action Andy and Dylan. We all kind of converge on those morning lines for Black Eyed Susan Day and Preakness Day. But that one really surprised me, especially with all the athletes, all the heavy hitters over there. I was waiting for that horse to get crushed and never did.
Well, they got a nice win price, so I respect the connections here of the 7. You're tossing the 2-1 here. That's the speed, I think, from the inside.
Yeah, like I said, I think they might get chewed up, Stan, in this speed. I mean, you've got hashtag selfie we don't know about. Christmas dinner shouldn't be too far off of it. I just think Do You Like That will have a ton of pressure on those horses from the outside. We'll see. Notable game, the 3, though, is going to be My Shot, maybe to come up underneath at a price. Second time off a little bit of a break. Holds the level, caught wide in that race against Do You Like That. I think this horse can just sit there under a little rating hold, let the speed maybe kill itself, and come in for a price. A good rally in its debut back in November.
And we both like the 4 first-time starter from the Hammy Smith barn. Hashtag selfie by medalist for the barn. That's about over $3 positive ROI with the debut runners. He's done well with his first-time starters for a long time. You get a top rider, Alex Centra, on aboard. Been working well, including a bullet half-mile 48 at Laurel Park May 16th. Looks like he's ready for the debut.
Yeah, interested to see what kind of action hashtag selfie takes. Number 4, the Lasix is on by medalist. First foal for a mother that won going long. I mean, that couldn't get a whole lot on that end, but a good sharp work, 48 and a 102 prior to that at Laurel.
All right, let's get a commercial break here, guys. When we come back, we'll start with the Rainbow Pick 6, third largest carryover in the country today. Almost 150,000 carryover in that Pick 6. That starts in race 4. We'll start with that when we come back.
In the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Either way, you win. Have a stake in the race with ExpressBet.
All right, welcome back. Today the race is presented by Fidelity First. We're live here on the Jockey's Porch at Pimlico, home of the Preakness. Glad you're with us. Hope you were with us last weekend. If you weren't here, hope you enjoyed us watching on TV or your favorite simulcasting outlet. And make sure you're paying attention this week because we have a nice carryover for you starting today in that Rainbow Pick 6, starting in race 4, $149,752, just a few bucks shy of $150,000. How much new money do you think they put into this bet today?
That's a good question.
20,000,
30,000. With the scratches, I'm just not sure how it's going to be attacked.
Sure.
Let's hope between 30 and 50. That'd be great.
I mean, that's down at Gulfstream, Santa Anita. I mean, I know that it gets played more out there, but you have to, you'd hate to see a big pool of money like this sneak away with somebody having, just having 6 winners on an aggressive ticket.
Absolutely, and we've seen this, and you said this time and time again. Say there is 6 to 6, but you get 1 or 2 little plays, a 4 or 5 to 1, 5 to 6 to 1 shot into the mix. You get a nice little play. Hey, let's reinvest that down the road.
Yeah,
I mean that's the key.
Yep. So all right, so hopefully all the big players are paying attention. That's a big pool of money. Jump on in here to this Rainbow Pick 6. Don't let it sneak away with someone else playing a $20 ticket and they get a $200,000 signer. Jump on in, even if it's multiple 6 to 6 payouts, you're going to get rewarded. So let's take a look. Here's my ticket, a $44.80 ticket here starting race 4. I'll use the 7 and the 8 here in the 4th race. Remember, we're off the turf on a sloppy track. It's a nice maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies in the 5th. I'll go 4 deep in there. Then I'm going 2 deep in races 6 and 7. I'm going to key on the Linda Rice main track only entered horse in race 8. That's a nice allowance race, 2 turns on a sloppy track. I'll key on the 5 American Road, who had a nice win in the mud 2 starts ago at Laurel Park, and another nice win at Laurel Park in his most recent start with a 93 buyer. Yeah. American Road going to be your heavy favorite in race 8, number 5. And then race 9, a maiden 10, 3/4. I'll hit the y'all button. There's 7 runners in there. Make sure you go deep in that race. I'll hit the y'all button there in race 9.
We kind of see it a lot alike when you're going to go ahead and compare my pick 4 in a couple races from now, but very similar attack mode, Stan. With my pick 4 as you did in the pick 6, I think the last race is wide open. I like the call on the all button there. It's and race 5 is another one where I think you have to spread. So that might be the winner right there.
I'm going to play it. I'm playing it. Maybe I'll sneak away with a big sign. Yeah. Like I said, even if you're not the single ticket to take the whole jackpot down, with this amount of carryover, it's going to get played well enough where even if there's multiple 6 of 6 payouts, it's still going to pay pretty nicely. The 6 of 6 payout, just to give you an idea, for the Preakness, the pick 6 in the Preakness. The 6 of 6 payout paid over $7,400, and that gave us the that was multiple payouts there. Over $7,400 is what it paid Preakness Saturday in the pick 6. So a nice carryover today. Jump on in here. Starts race 4. Let's take a look here. Going a mile in a 16. Starter allowance. Optional claiming 16,000. I go with the 8. So Quiet. Just had a sharp maiden win in the slop at Laurel Park, coming off a layoff for trainer Rodney Jenkins. Steve Hamilton gets aboard. I think this 4-year-old gelding in good form now, coming off the layoff. Just romped in this 4-year-old debut against maiden 16 in the slop. So we know he likes the slop. He's well spotted, I think, here today, and he gets a soft group with all the scratches coming out.
Riding with a winner over the weekend, right? Was it Dare to Be on the Grass? The horse come running, and Shimmering Aspen ran well, tried. I mean, kind of ran the race. I thought it'd be right there at head of lane. That last 3/16 was going to be the question mark. But Barn doing really, really well. Rodney Jenkins, 6 for 17 on the dirt over the last 90 days with a positive ROI. I agree with you, Stan. So Quiet, City Gold, one of these two seem like they're going to get it done. Determined is a questionable move, going 5.5 last time, targeting the 5.5 on the grass. Goes back now, stretches out to the distance, but now has to do it again on the dirt. This horse could be forward. Determined looks like the pace. I think the road goes through the 7 or the 8, City Gold or So Quiet. Both proven on and off track and getting around the ground.
I like it. Cold 8-7-3-9 punch there. Yes, City Gold. I'm only 2 deep here. Am I covered enough here, you think, to kick off the pick 6? I'm just using the 7 and the 8 here to kick off this first leg.
The only one I would think is maybe the 3. I think, you're playing it the way I would. I'm just going to go around these 2 horses myself.
All right, so 7-8, hopefully to get me live in the first leg of the pick 6, starting there in race 4. Race 5, a very nice feature of the day here. We have an allowance race in race 8, but this race here, race 5, to kick off the late pick 5, no carryover in the pick 5, but we have that industry low 12% takeout starts right here in race 5. A co-feature of the day, I think, here. Nice group of maiden special weight runners. 2-year-old fillies going 4.5 furlongs, and let's start. We have a video spotlight here on the 8, Sing Dixie Charge from the Mike Catalano barn.
Yeah, it's filly, 2-year-old filly by Take Charge Indy, who's doing well so far. Ran very well first time out. We can run it, guys. Picked this horse up around mid-turn at number 6. Sing Dixie Charge kind of drops down about 3 wide in the lane, ends up dropping down towards the rail. Maybe a little drift, maybe a little bit green. Coming past the 3/16 pole. Contrarity, that was the Hugh McMahon firster, I believe, that got the job done over the favorite Shape of You. I really like the way this horse closed up the last 1/8 of a mile against the grain of the racetrack at Laurel. Look at the stride late. Real good run just to get beat a half a length. Puts the head down. The leg 6 goes on. A good draw to the outside. I think off track shouldn't be any issue. You got Dixie Union on the bottom. Got some experience. Sing Dixie Charge is going to be my top selection.
Yeah, it's going to be awfully tough to beat. The Lasix will probably step the filly up as well, so I use that runner in my exacta. The 9, Sundress, had to break from the rail in debut against maiden special weight at Keeneland. Overcame that, showed a lot of early speed. A good second there with Malcolm Franklin aboard at 34-1, a big price that day. Gets a much better outside post today with that early speed with the X-Man Xavier Perez aboard for Jason McCutcheon. This 2-year-old daughter of Arch should be very tough.
Yeah, the McCutcheons, they were trying to blow some stuff up at Keeneland. They had a couple 2-year-olds at big prices.
Right.
I think run second. Sundress, good speed from the inside. Faded a little bit late. She's going to be the outside speed today, I would think. Sammy Be Cool added blinkers, showed good speed. Might be a price user for trainer Anthony Ferrier. The question, we had the 2-horse Southampton Way by Into Mischief was over the sale the other day at Timonium. These Into Mischiefs were selling like hotcakes. It didn't even matter. They were all going for 50, 80, 100,000. This one went for, I know this horse on private. That's right, Road to Hannah. But anyhow, Have to Tell a Great Story was a good horse, Stan. Going to Market was another one. Like to go longer. Draws inside. Once again, has to get a good break to get position, but should be a capable horse, if not now, down the road.
Yeah, the barn's 29% with a positive ROI with their debut runners. You get Horacio Caramanos aboard for Horacio De Paz. So I like the 2, the 6. Sammy Be Cool A good second in the slop against Maiden 25,000 company last out for trainer Anthony Ferris. Stepping up here to tougher company, but that was a good race. Second career start, first time with the blinkers last out.
Yeah, once again, against the grain on the 29th, down inside. The blinkers went on, much better speed, and was very game to the wire. Now a little protect move back to the maiden special weight.
All right, nice group of maiden special weight, 2-year-old fillies there, going 4.5 furlongs to kick off the late pick 5 there in the 5th race. Let's turn the page. I know you like the late pick 4 today. I like it as well. Let's take a look here. First leg is a starter. I'm sorry, no, this is one of our features here. 2 other than allowance condition, optional claiming 25,000, going 5 furlongs. Let's take a look here at Keith's late pick 4 ticket starting in race 6.
Yeah, I'll start it off here. A $36 ticket, too deep to get it started. Old Indian Bucks, the 7-year-old, making a run, first run off a layoff since December. Well proven on the dirt and had some speed to run at. I think 6 Jarvis Steele was just lights out last time. I think he can transition it back to the main track. 3 deep in race 7 with the 3 CB Bodemeister. The 5 can't make this up. The big question mark, unassuming. What's this horse going to do for Claudio? Claims in double drops. Race 8, 2 deep in there. Pismo Time and your horse, American Road. Pismo Time, I mean, he showed some talent, some glimmers. Is going to go first time for trainer Eddie Graham, but American Road going to be awfully tough. And there's the spread in the last. We're going to go 6 deep, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8 for a $36 play.
All right, let's take a look here at my pick 4 ticket starting in race 6, a $28 play for me. I'll go 4 deep here in the 6th race using the 2, 5, 6, 10. Race 7, just using the 2 favorites in there, the 3 CB Bodemeister and the 7 unassuming. I'm going to key on the Linda Rice runner in race 8, American Road, number 5, hitting the all button again there in that finale, maiden 10, going 3/4. Late pick 4 should have a lot of action here. Starts in race 6. Let's take a look here. It's one of our features of the day. Upper level allowance condition, 5 furlongs on a sloppy track. I go with the 2 Indian Bucks on top. A good second on a fast track last December for trainer Jamie Nass now and his assistants Barn Corey Jensen coming off a layoff and working well at Laurel Park, including a bullet 5 furlong work April 29th. This horse a win and a second, 2 starts on an off track. Inside post doesn't really have first or early speed, but hopefully Sheldon Russell gets him in a good stalking position early on, I think.
I think he's going to be at least 3 or 4 out of it, stand mid-turn. I know he's fresh. He might show a little bit more speed, but Jarvis Steele has some serious gate speed, and he showed it last time out on the turf. The protect move now up to the optional. Was going to try, this 2 other than company. Stays on the dirt. The only horse I think that might be able to run with this horse early is the one While Ye May, but draws inside, has been freshened since a race back in October. Keeneling comes in for Jason McCutcheon, previously trained by Dane Kabisky, training down in Kentucky. But Jarvis Steele, this horse has shown good gate speed. 22-1 back in September against Love Rules, who we've seen as a very quick horse in allowance-type races. Go back to December, couldn't quite hold on, but was on the rail. This horse, I think, is better now than he's ever been. I think he can go ahead and clear and go on with it.
I respect him. I use him in my exacta. Hasn't been on an off track, so that's the only question mark. But with that speed, outside post, Fergal Lynch aboard for Ferris Allen. I like the 6. So 2-6 for me, 6-2 for Keith there to kick off this late pick 4. The 5, Easy River from the Amy Smith barn. Julian Pimentel aboard. Not a very good effort last out at this level in the mud, so not too encouraging there. 3rd race back off the layoff today.
Yeah, this horse has been kind of a teaser. He's flashed talent and just has never really followed through to what I think they thought this horse was going to be. Out of a real nice mare, Potomac Bend. Maybe 3rd time off the deck is a charm for this horse. I don't know. Jarvis Steele talking about never tried the off track. 2nd dam though, Sarah Beaner was 3 for 7 on an off track. I think this horse is going to be okay with the wet surface.
All right, so the 10, I'll maybe get a little price on the 10. Light the Night, Edgar Prado aboard for trainer Mike Trombetta. First time gelding on the 10 Light the Night there in race 6.
Yeah, it's toss. I only tried the dirt once. You thought maybe the horse would have tried it, but it was doing well on the turf. Comes back here, first time gelding. Slammed sideways in that only dirt try. Dolphus, remember him? He ran good race second the other day.
In the Pimlico
Special.
All right, so nice 2 other than allowance feature to kick off the late pick 4 there in race 6. Let's turn the page. Nice group of 3-year-olds claiming 11,000 going a mile in a 16th here in the 7th race. And the 7, unassuming, is going to be the favorite here. Dropping for a top on Claudio Gonzalez, but I'll go with the 3. CB Bodemeister, make the rider. Horacio Caramanos aboard for Cal Lynch. Just crushed this field. Last out at Laurel Park. Same condition. That was back in March. We haven't seen him since then. He's been freshened since then. But I'm hoping he's going to keep his sharp form here today. I'll go with the 3 on top.
Yeah, that's my only question mark. Where's he been? At no point did he look like a loser last time. He was just snugly rated between horses, got to the outside, and whistled by 8 1/4 lengths. Mike Cotton Jones has come back to run okay out of those races. Deal Driven, Road to Happiness, they're going to supply the speed inside. Unassuming is not going to kind of let them get too far away. CB Bodemeister is going to sit a very good trip. I'm just going to try a little better price with the 5. Can't make this up. Was bumped around a little bit at the break last time on a sloppy sealed surface at 5.5. A little bit of late life down inside at Laurel. I think this horse can stretch back out. It takes him a little bit while to get going, but I think he might have enough flow. If you're looking for a price shot, the 5 could be the one and another one. He should be okay handling an off surface.
I use him in my top 3. Made a nice rally going 5.5 furlongs in the slop. Last out was 17 lengths out of it down the backstretch and made that nice move to finish 3rd. So the added ground should help. We both like the 1 a little bit here. Deal Driven also stretching out in distance here. Last time this horse was going around the ground was a mile against open 25,000 company when he won back in late March at Laurel.
Yeah, Phil's reached down and grabbed this horse for Linda Rice. Got a win right off the claim and just hadn't panned out since. Better at a route of ground, though, I think, is the 1, Deal Driven.
All right, good group of 3-year-olds there in race 7 to kick off that late pick 3. Race 8, another allowance co-feature of the day. First level allowance condition. This will be a mile and a 16th on the main track, and I'm going to go with the 5. American Road was entered main track only here from the powerful Linda Rice barn. Gets her main man, Horacio Caramanos, aboard. They're about 48% together from a large sampling with a positive ROI of almost $3. American Road, he's won his last 2, including a start in the mud 2 starts ago at Laurel Park. That was April 1st and ran right back in 6 days on April 7th. In good form, freshened since then, and you see a nice little maintenance 5 furlong work at Laurel May 7th. So the barn, this kind of freshening, 29%. Hard to find a good stat from the Linda Rice barn.
Yeah, she's just dead tough. And I was a little bit surprised that horse ran that big because he was kind of all out to beat Iredell. Had a little bit of trouble early in that race. April 1st, got to the outside and was able to win. But that 93 fig, that's glaring. He runs anywhere near that, he's a winner again. I think Pismo Time, though, a fresh horse, hasn't been seen since October. Goes first time for Eddie Graham. Good second behind Raven Heart, Beat Eye, Mr. Blue. Okay company lines. I think this horse first started 4. Could be ready. I don't know if he's going to have to be tied on enough to beat American Road, but he looks like the price shot to do it. Here, LaPoche guy would think. Zinger's going to probably supply the early speed. Don't know on the dirt if he's as good as a couple of these other horses, though.
And the trainer here, Eddie Graham, he does a nice job with horses coming off the layoff. He works them at Fairhill. He trains on the farm, then works at Fairhill. He won the Arlington Million a few years back with a horse coming wasn't coming off the layoff, but he's done well with horses coming off the layoff. Grade 1 winning trainer here, the of the 1 Pismo Time, Eddie Graham. So this is the first start in the new barn. I respect the 1 Pismo Time. I'll use him in my exacta. The 4 Lapuchka had a sharp win against Maiden Special Weight Company 2 starts ago. The allowance race last out is an okay 4th in there. This will be his first start on a sloppy track here. Trevion Solito back aboard.
And there's where you can kind of compare horses. On April the 7th, American Road and Lapochka both ran and won, but Lapochka was 9 lengths slower than American Road. So he's got a little bit to make up. He's got some talent, though, lightly raced son of English Channel.
And then the 7 make the rider change here. Mitchell Murrell aboard the 7 Zinger for trainer Larry Jones. A good second on the turf last start. An okay 3rd, beating 10 lengths 2 starts ago down there at the fairgrounds.
4-horse field. He gets a short field again. But as you said, he's going to have to show more to beat these horses.
All right, nice group of allowance runners there to kick off the late daily double. Hope you're alive in your Rainbow Pick 6 going to the 9th race, and I hope you're spread deep because it's a wide open maiden 10,000, 3 and up, going 3/4. I go with the 7 on the outside here. Kid Can Do It. Why not here? It's a first-time starter by Pioneer of the Nile. They paid $165,000 for this horse at Keeneland, so things haven't gone too well since then. He's in for 8 for the debut, but well spotted here to get the easy layup win. The barn 21% with their debut runners. Mitchell Murrell aboard, gets a good outside post, some decent works up there at Delaware for a good barn here. Michael Stidham, who's having a nice meet here at Pimlico. I'll go with the 7. Kid Can Do, my top pick in here.
It's always the tough part when you're over there. It was over at the sale and you're investing a ton of money.
Right.
You always think it's going to pan out. Sometimes it doesn't. This is an example, $165,000 purchase. Now in for maiden 8, first time out. The mare was really good, 7 for 14, made close to $350,000. This is a half to Super Knight, who made over $300,000. Maybe this is an easy spot for one. It was a tough horse to line. Even with the aggressiveness, I didn't know what to do. We'll tab the total on the 7. Kid Can Do. I think the 2 Abolitionist stand has plenty of speed. The blinkers went on last time, 22 and 4, 46 and 1. Very strong internals with some pressure. He might be able to shake free, and if he clears Slim, he could be gone.
Yeah, Slim being the key horse in here. I use Slim in my top 4 here. Xavier Perez aboard for Jason McCutcheon. Showed speed last out in the slop here at Pimlico against Maiden 25,000 company. Taking a drop to Maiden 10. Should show speed again here in the slop.
Yeah, and here's we were talking about Sarah Beaner, full of beans out of that mare. It was 3 for 7 on an off track with I think a 2nd and a 3rd. Full of beans is going to have some speed to run at, and not a bad try. Pretty even last time out. Enduring Warriors run OK Figs of late. Full of beans, probably the one to beat of the horses that have run. It may get the perfect setup.
Let's see. You have a long shot here on your ticket here. The 8, accountable from the Carla Morgan barn. Some decent works up there at Delaware. I like the outside post this 3-year-old's getting.
Dear Japan is still on?
I have no rider change on the 8.
All right. Well, Dear Japan is back at it.
Back in the
Dear
saddle.
Back in the days up in New Jersey. OK Works up at Delaware is, I believe, full to Atlanta Babe. It was won a couple times. Actually did better on the turf. Could be a user at our price. You see, debut maiden claiming ROI close to $8. I know it's a small sample, but I don't know if I'd want to leave that one out.
All right, so race 9. Hope you're deep there in that Rainbow Pick 6 ticket. I hit the all button in race 9. There's the carryover, 3rd largest carryover in the country today. This will get played well. Don't get shut out. Don't let somebody sneak away with a big ticket just because they were aggressive enough to have 6 winners on their ticket. Go ahead. Pull some money together. Get your buddies together. Try to get a life changer here.
Not to be selfish, I'd like to be the only one to sneak away with it on a $20 ticket. That'd
well,
be good.
it's going to get played well today. It's going to get the attention of everybody around the country. It's going to play it. So there'll be a lot of people probably in there with a good chance of 6 of the 6. But still, with that carryover, almost $150,000 amount of money that's going to get played in today. I'm saying maybe upwards of $100,000. Even if there's multiple 6 of 6 winners, it's still going to pay nice. It paid over $7,400 Saturday on Preakness Day.
And that's the key, right? You still on days like this, even if you get a string of some favorites with 1 or 2, middle price horses, you're usually okay.
Yep, you'll get paid, and then maybe a big historic mandatory payout here on Monday as we have live racing on Memorial Day to conclude the Preakness meet here at Pimlico. So maybe hit a couple pick 6s until then, pad your bankroll, and then really go after it Monday for that mandatory payout. It might be upwards over $500,000 or more if we keep it going until Monday. So lots of action here. Final week here at Pimlico in that Rainbow Pick 6. Starts race 4 today. I'll be on with you this afternoon. Try to give you some updates and some winners this afternoon here on our first day of a 5-day race week here at Pimlico. All right, Dave Rodman, he's coming up next. We'll have today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.